No matter what, you cannot let the uncertainty of your future keep you stuck. How can I put this? Okay. The fact that you do not know what's next, one thing you should always keep in mind is that whenever you let go of something, know that something better will take its place. So if you sacrifice the way that you have been living now for the way you want to live, for a slightly better life, because everything is gradual, everything will happen gradually. So if you let go of those things that are not serving you, and you make room for something better, better will come. As long as the better has room to come into your life, better will come. Excuse the glare in my glasses, y'all. Like, the best time for me to record is when the sun is probably nearly set, because it is about 8 p.m. right now, and it be hot. Like, it be 90 degrees all day long. Don't nobody want to sit out there and no. The ego does not like change. We all have an ego. Our ego does not like change. Our ego loves to be in the loop. You know how some people, they are fixated on social media because they want to stay in with the trends and everything like that. In so many words, that's the ego. The ego wants to know everything without getting out of its comfort zone, which is kind of crazy. The only way you will ever grow, the only way you will ever learn is to experience something new. You can't learn 2 + 2 if you already know 2 + 2. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, you can't learn you can't keep learning addition if you already know how to add. Because at that point, you're just repeating a cycle. You have to break it and try something new. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to literally get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And being uncomfortable is not pleasant. It's uncomfortable. But I'm telling you, you will thank yourself a million times +1 because you allowed yourself to grow, because you are allowing yourself to experience something new. You have to allow yourself to experience a new life. If that life that you so yearn to live, you want to see it, like you're picturing it in your mind. And in so many words, let's put it like this: life, right? Our physical reality without our being, right? Because it is without. This is within our being, my body and me inside. That is within my being. Without our being is everything externally, right? We might not be able to control the factors that have been given to us, but one thing we are able to control is what we do. So let's put it like this: life, our external reality, is a piece of paper. A lot of our paper can get crumpled up. It might start off crumpled up. It might start off torn up. It might be really ridiculous looking. It might not just be a perfect sheet of paper. You understand what I'm saying? But as the pen, we are the pen, and our mind is our imagination. Our heart tells us what to draw. Our heart, in so many words, let's put it all together, okay? Because now I'm feeling good. Our heart tells us what we want to draw. Your dream is within your heart. Our heart tells us what we want to draw. Our mind pictures it and gets the visuals down pat. We, as the pens, we must draw what we are envisioning. If you so yearn to live a life where you are succeeding, where you are prospering, and whatever your purpose may be, if you want to walk in your purpose, because we are here to serve God, whether you know it or not, that is why we are here. If you weren't meant to be here serving God, then you wouldn't be here, because our purpose here is to serve God and complete his mission, whatever it might be for us. We have to physically draw what we are envisioning in our mind. If we so yearn to see it happen, we have to do it. We cannot stay in our heads replaying, just imagining what we want our life to look like, because it is so possible for you to do it. You got to get out of your head and get into your body. You can't keep repeating. You can't keep settling. That's what I was looking for. Never settle if it's not where you want to be. And even then, as long as you have breath in your body, as long as you have breath in your body, as long as you are conscious, you can always grow. Just imagine literally just imagine your best self. And eventually, as long as you are actively taking care of yourself, if you are you are going to get there. And the minute you get there, by then, you might already be imagining an even better version of yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Everything that happens in our lives is really only happening not me getting emotional, y'all. I'm a girl. Okay, it's really that time of the month, so I've been really crying all damn day because I'm just been realizing so much stuff, and in so many words, like, you gotta let go. Everything is happening in our life for a reason, and it's like, every time you let go of something, it will never ever ever hurt you. We get so emotionally attached to things, whether it be good or bad for us, because as humans, it is so easy for us to adapt. Fun fact, I personally, these are like rectangle frames. I used to have square frames, right? Like a little bit more square and everything like that, but they broke, and so I had to use these. And at the time when I first put these on, I didn't like the way I looked because I didn't love myself, and I was not secure in who I was, and so of course I felt a little off. But then eventually I adapted to it, and I love the way I look with it. The same thing with my piercings. Like, we as humans, we adapt so quickly, it's actually crazy. So if you want to see the life that you are living, you have to adapt to it. It's not going to just fall into your lap. It's not going to fall into your lap. You have to physically take the action. You got to get out of your head and get into your body. And we got to let go, because like I was saying, we can get so emotionally attached to things that are good for us, to things that are bad for us. And not everything, the universe is forever changing. So in so many words, you can't really say that anything outside of you has a fixed position in your life, because at one point in time in your life, eventually it's going to come to a point where something has to be removed. And you're going to get to a point in your life, you're actually going to get to a point in your life where you're looking around and you're like, it's nothing but positive, beautiful things surrounding you, and you're still going to have to find things to remove, because we get so emotionally attached to these things. But we have to remind ourselves that nothing is fixed. And that is the main reason why so many people would rather choose to stay where they are, because they don't want to let go of anything. A lot of people aren't really aware of the fact that all those past versions of you that you have outgrown, you have become better. You have literally become better. When you outgrow something, it's because you grew past it. You grew, you elevated. Elevation is a good thing. If you don't grow past something, if you go down, or you know what I mean, you just didn't grow. If that makes any sense. I hope that made sense. And so all those past versions of you that you outgrew, you became something better. You have gained new resources to help you get to the next chapter of your life, and you really gotta keep going. You gotta keep going, man. You got to keep going. Your past selves, all those like, one thing I want you to do, and I did this last night, if you can, look at pictures of your younger self, man. Even if it was from a year ago, a past version of you that you outgrew a year ago. Any old pictures of you where you're not who you are today, look at those pictures and imagine all of those versions of you standing behind you, pushing you forward, pushing you to grow. You have, thanks to all those past versions of you, you have so much knowledge, you have so much wisdom, you have so much experience under your belt. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep growing. You gotta keep healing, man. And then another way you can look at it is your most highest self that you are picturing, right? It is literally pulling you towards, in so many words, your most highest self that you are picturing, right? You are literally pulling yourself towards you. Your highest self is pulling you to you. You understand what I'm saying? If we take time out of the equation, okay? I'm gonna have to turn the brightness up, because now I'm starting to blend in with the grass a little bit. Okay, so I moved over here where you guys can see me better. But if we take time out of the equation, our past, present, and future selves are all coexisting together, right? So what's happening in your future, depending on what you are doing right now, you are actively changing your future. So depending on what you are drawing on your paper, and as the pen, we can go in any direction we want to go, but choose what's best for you. Do what's best for your heart. We gotta really, like, You got to make the change that you want to see in your life. If you are just constantly just drawing circles on the paper, if you want to see beautiful pictures and beautiful designs on your paper, you've got to break out of that circle and you've got to do something different. You'll never know what kind of images you can create in your life unless you do something different. We tend to resist our growth. We tend to resist growth. Even when we are called to grow and evolve, we tend to resist it because we cannot predict what's next. You have to be okay. When I tell you you have to be, there's no negotiating this, okay? It's not like, okay, maybe it's like, no. You have to be 103% okay with not knowing what's going to happen next. And then on top of that, you have to put 134% of trust in God. Let him handle it, man. Anything when it comes to your external reality, let him handle it. When it comes to the events, let him handle it, because it is outside of you, and anything that is outside of you is in God's hands. Anything that, just focus on what you can do. Focus on drawing the pictures from your heart, man. Focus on creating the image that you are seeing in your head in real life, because the easiest way to become the version you so yearn to be is to embody that physically. Take it from your head and make it physical. If you are in shape and you are eating right, if you are getting a good amount of sleep, if you are taking care of yourself, and then don't only just focus on the physical things, but if you are mentally good, mentally stable, you have to embody that right now. Not tomorrow, not the next day, but you have to embody that right now. I really do hope I got the message across in this video. This video was definitely a little bit of a weirder video of mine. Like, I don't want to say weird, but it was definitely like on a different approach, kind of, simply because number one, it's nighttime and I'm here at the park recording. Number two, it's just like a lot going on. Like, I realized that it's time for me to grow, y'all. And one thing about it is literally in my channel's description. We're all on a spiritual journey. Whether you have awakened or whether you're at the beginning, first of all, there is no such thing as one awakening and then boom. You understand what I'm saying? There's no way. I wish somebody would have told me that, because I used to think, oh, a spiritual awakening is going to happen one time. No, a spiritual awakening is you learning information over and over and over again. Every single time you learn a lesson, you awaken to a higher truth. So no, at first the beginning could be rocky, boy. Let me tell you, boy, it seems like it all happens so fast, but it's time for me to grow and evolve again. And about 2 weeks ago, I had a crazy vivid dream, you guys, and I think I actually shared it, but I'm gonna share it again, but it's gonna be quick. In so many words, I was out running a scary looking, and the dream felt so real. Like, I literally remember running and I was like, why am I running like this? Like, I was running so crazy in my dream, and I'm running from a scary looking version of myself, but that version of myself was actually depicted as my ego trying to keep me stuck, and the cycle trying to keep me stuck where I am. It was trying to catch up to me so that way I don't get to where I'm trying to be. But eventually, like, as I'm running, I realized, like, I'm running with all these things in my hands, right? And I'm dropping it, and I'm looking back and I'm like, oh dang, I dropped that, but I'm not going back to get it, because I'm trying to outrun my ego. I'm trying to see something different in my life. So I keep dropping things, and then eventually I came across this neighborhood that looked familiar to mine, and it was police tape. And then as soon as I got to the police tape and I was about to go under it, it's like my mind took me into like a TV world or something. Not like a TV world, but in so many words, it was talking about that I was murdered and stuff like that. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, what do you mean I'm murdered? And then it was a police officer, and I go to him and I go to him and I'm just like, I'm dead. And then he was like he's seen a ghost. And then all of a sudden they take me to a hospital or whatever, and they know I'm a ghost, and my spirit guides were actually depicted as nurses in that dream. And in so many words, they were telling me, like, before, like, they were telling me they have to cremate. I was looking at my deceased body, and they're telling me we have to cremate it. And I was like, before we do that, before we actually let go of this body for good, can I just do one more thing? And I did the thing, and the nurses, aka my spirit guides, were actually crying tears of joy for me because they were so proud of me that I did it and that I made it so far. But I'm not gonna cry, bro. There's nothing wrong with crying, but I'm not gonna cry on this video, bro. And they were so proud of me because I made it so far. I escaped my ego, and I let go of all that stuff, even though I didn't want to leave it behind. Like, I let it go, and then they was like, all right, it's time for you to let it go completely. And then they cremated my body, and then I ascended, and I saw like God, but it was like he was like a little orb, and I was so close to God in that dream, and I was just like, wow. And that's all I'm gonna say. And so the interpretation, and here's what I know that dream meant, because if you didn't know, you're not meant to remember your dreams. When you are sleeping, you are unconscious. You are literally unconscious. You can't remember anything when you're unconscious. So you remembering your dreams is actually a message. And I know that dream was a depiction of me having to let go, and having to evolve and let go of the things that are really difficult for me to let go of. And when I finally reached the end, in so many words, my spirit guides up above were cheering me on, saying, you did it, you did it. And then when my body was finally cremated, that was the last thing. Like, that was when I had fully let go. And right after the cremation, I ascended to God. And so in so many words, them talking about that I was murdered, I wasn't actually murdered. In so many words, I outgrew my past self, and that was what that was talking about. But that's all that I have for this video. And yeah, guys, keep going forward, man. Even though letting go of the past, and it's making me emotional because I still, like, another thing, give yourself time to grieve, man. As you are letting go and you start to feel these emotions, like, dang, I really don't want to let go, sit with it and feel it. Like, actually feel it, instead of being like, no, I gotta do it, and just pushing it away. Feel it, man. Because crying, you can release with water. Crying helps you release. Movement helps you release. So whatever you gotta do to feel those emotions and cope with them, do that. Grieve. It is okay to grieve the life that you are leaving behind, because once you leave it behind, you will no longer be living this life. Like, that's the thing. Like, and if y'all see like a little slowdown in my videos, then that's why, because I'm realizing I gotta leave this way I'm living behind. But I'm not crying because I'm sad. It's kind of like ripping a band-aid off, a really big painful band-aid. Like, I've got so attached to the band-aid, it's time for it to come off, and I'm peeling it off, and I gotta peel it off slowly. It's like I said, it gotta be gradual. So as it's coming up, I'm feeling it, and I'm realizing how much I'm ripping off. But then I know this chapter of my life that I'm about to step into is gonna be more than I could ever imagine. And I just be like, bro, like, of course I thank God, but at the same time, there is no but I don't know what's next. And I'm okay with that, because all I know is I'm in good hands. And you gotta know you're in good hands. You gotta trust that you're in good hands. Like, this is, I don't know if y'all can tell, but this is really emotional for me. And I know I deserve this because I have worked so hard to get where I am today. And that's part of the reason, because I'm like, damn, like, I've gotten to know myself. This is who I know, right? Who I am today, I know myself through and through. And so it's kind of like letting go of somebody that you know, but at the same time, you're not fully letting go of somebody that you know, but now you're building on top of that, and you're finding yourself even more. But I don't want to keep this video going. I said I wasn't even gonna cry in the video. I'm crying, man. You can't stop God's will. If I was meant to cry in the video, I'm gonna freaking cry in the video. That's really all that I have for this video. I want to say thank y'all so much for joining the community. I want to say thank you to Evie. She actually posted a TikTok about me, and I'm gonna put it at the end of this video. But thank you so much, Evie, man. I appreciate not only just the people who like do stuff like that, even though that was the first person who ever did that. So shouts out to you, Evie. You're like the pioneer. But I appreciate anybody who leaves comments, anybody who just even appreciates the video, man. You don't even have to comment. You could be a silent watcher, but as long as I'm helping y'all through the things that I have learned living my life, bro, that's all that. Bro, I'm not gonna cry, bro. I'm about to end this video because I'm not about to keep crying. Like, I just want to help y'all, man. Like, just with like the things that I have in my throat is getting all blocked up, and I'm not gonna let it get blocked up. I'm gonna speak freely. Okay, I love that I'm able to help y'all through the shit that I've been through in my life. And I don't even like cussing. Like, that's one of my convictions in my life. Like, I've learned, like, I don't need to use profane language to express myself, but I done been through the works, and I love that it was not in vain. Like, all the bullshit that I've been through, bro, and the fact that I was able to turn that pain into power, and now I'm using all that knowledge to help y'all thanks to the bullshit that I've been through, bro. That's why I'm not mad at my past. I would not go back and do anything different because it needed to happen. Because look at how many people be telling me thank you. And back then, man, I would have been like, man, screw all this, man. I literally wanted to kill myself, bro. I literally wanted to take my own life before, bro, but I kept going. That's some crazy stuff. And look at me helping people. Look at me helping people. Look at me helping people with their own things that they're going through in their life based off the things that I went through. Like, bro, like, that's why I be saying, like, I don't want to say thank you. I don't want y'all to be telling me thank you. I want to say thank you to y'all. This is my purpose, man. Ever since I first met my best friend, man, she been telling me you should be a motivational speaker. Even when I was going through it bad, man, she used to always tell me, like, you should be a motivational speaker. Like, you always know the right things to say. And I used to be like, man, whatever. Whole time she was literally, God was talking to me through her. God was literally, that in so many words, that was God trying to tell me straight up, girl, you have a, everything was in, nothing was in vain, nothing. And I would not do any of that all over again. Well, no, I wouldn't do it all over again, to be real with you. But I also wouldn't change anything. Because I really had to go through so much bull crap. Y'all don't even understand. And y'all don't need to understand because that's just between me and God, right? But I'm really growing, y'all. And it's time for me to step into this new chapter of my life. So I ask that y'all give me some grace, because it might be, who knows, I can't predict my future. You know, I might say give me some time because I might be in between trying to upload videos, and the next thing I know, I'm uploading 5 videos in 1 week. Man, you gotta choose to be happy, man. Even though I'm letting go, man, I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to be grateful, man. And I'm grateful for everybody, man, who I'm able to help, man. I'm so grateful because it's letting me know, like, and even though I already know it wasn't in vain, in so many words, everyone who just tunes into the videos, and even if you don't say anything, but you know deep down inside I helped you in some way, that is like confirmation that all that shit that I had been through was not in vain. It wasn't just for the fun of it. It wasn't just God being mean, because God is not a mean God. God is so good, and I had to go through all that because I need to help people. I'm gonna get off camera for real because this video is going on 30 minutes and I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna talk to God about it. Y'all have a blessed night or day or life, wherever you're watching this, man. You gonna be all right, man. Trust me, bro. Like, trust me, if you going through it, you gonna be better than all right, bro. I can't even right now. I'm feeling so many emotions right now, like happiness, all sorts of things, to even think clearly. But you gonna be you gonna be better off than you can imagine. All right, just surrender yourself to God, man. I'm telling you. That's all that I gotta say. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see y'all in my next video. Until next time, bye, friends.